All right. So then running a non-for-profit that's in the shape of a museum, what would you say are your biggest challenges?
Oh, fundraising, fundraising and donations. The museum has been really fortunate that in the last couple of years, we've kind of had an automatic messaging going out of revitalization and change and updating and community involvement. But when you're in a nonprofit for a long time, you have to kind of every couple years kind of revisit your message. What are you wanting people to see? What do you want them to participate in? And the fundraising and the donation part really goes hand in hand and how people see you. So sometimes it's really easy because people see what you're working on and they want to donate to those causes. They want to contribute to that work, whether it's by time or money. But then you have the other side where, okay, well, now we're ready for a big project. So now we need to actively go out and seek funding, and it gets a little harder.
How much of your, let's say like month, if you were to take all your monthly hours, put into a pie chart, what percentage of your time is spent fundraising?
Ooh, that's a hard question because I do it. I'm always thinking about it in a good way when I'm with people. So my general default as a people person is engaging, and you always ask how they are and you want to be involved. But as somebody who has been part of a nonprofit / donation fundraising world, I know that it's always continually beneficial to us if I'm always explaining to people what we're working on. And part of fundraising and part of donation is to get people engaged in what you're doing. It doesn't mean I'm asking them for money, but I might be asking them for other things. Hey, keep in tune for us. Can we get your email? We'd love to keep in touch with you. It's the continuous movement of how do you get people engaged with you so that when it does come time, they have all the information already.
It is interesting because there's a lady that I've met recently, and she works at a theater. And so she's working with all the drama kids. And she's the one full-time employee there, also a non-for-profit, but she's just kind of doing the same thing where if there's anything that needs to be done, she just kind of fills the void. And it's fun because every time she's always plugging the theater, not because she's trying to sell you the theater. It's just because she gets so excited that she wants to tell you everything that's going on.
And when you're involved with something so passionately, the idea is that it's easy to talk about anyway. So it kind of goes hand in hand. So I easily talk with people a few hours a week about fundraising. It's just not in the aspect that you would think somebody, like I'm not going and making a meeting at your office and saying, hey, please give us money. We have this great project. It's not really anything like that.
Yeah, I've noticed even with our business here, because like we're in a for-profit setting, but it is so much easier to sell something when you actually believe in it.
Well, there's that too. And I mean, transparency with people are really important, right? So if they think they're being sold, well, you know, the whole salesman gimmick dealership thing. But when you're engaged and you're actively participating in a back and forth conversation with somebody about business in general or your business or how your business concepts apply to outside of your business, it makes people a lot more willing to, you know.
And people are, maybe it's because we're living in a digital age with so much information we're being inundated with. But people oftentimes are pretty good at intuiting the sincere actors out there. Yeah.
And I think so too. And I think being organized and purposeful with your messaging is really important. With all the information, like what you said, people can get bogged down really quick about what way to go, what decisions to make. I mean, happens to me when I go on Amazon. We know how it works. So it's just really important that when you have your plan, when you have a strategic plan, when you know where you're going, that it is a very clear path, that there's no resistance, that there's no confusion about what you're working on at the time. And when you have that, conversation comes around a lot easier.